The 2026 notification completely redesigned the architectural foundation of the SSC CGL. Traditional approaches to fluid time management and aggressive guessing now create a direct mechanical conflict with the updated rule set. This conflict stems from three structural constraints: temporal locks, a 100% increase in Tier 2 penalties, and strict cadre segmentation. By reverse engineering these changes from the application protocols down to the math of the exam halls, we can map the exact boundaries of the 2026 pattern. This process reveals the specific path required to secure a position on the final merit list. Surviving this architecture requires mastery over its rigid mechanical boundaries. The first filtration phase begins at the application portal, long before the test starts. The Staff Selection Commission has moved to a live photo capture system, replacing the standard JPEG upload. This creates an immediate operational filter, as submissions now depend on a successful real-time interface interaction. Further segmentation appears in the Assistant Audit Officer posts, which are now strictly divided between central and state cadres. State cadre AAO positions now carry a mandatory proficiency requirement for the local language of the assigned state. You must provide evidence of this language skill using your 10th grade matriculation records to qualify. At the same time, the Statistical Investigator post has expanded its eligibility to include graduates in artificial intelligence, computer science, and data science. This shifts the competitive landscape by introducing a demographic of tech-heavy graduates into the applicant pool. Failing to align with these eligibility and submission protocols eliminates a candidate before they ever see a question. Tier 1 functions strictly as a basic survival filter. It simply does not contribute to your final overall ranking. The system enforces this using a sectional time lock, granting exactly 15 minutes to each subject. This compartmentalization prevents candidates from banking time in theoretical sections to use in calculations. Any surplus time remaining in a 15-minute window instantly dissolves. It cannot be carried over into the next box. Within these boxes, every incorrect response triggers a penalty of 0.50 marks. Passing requires meeting a specific threshold: 30% for unreserved candidates and 25% for OBC or EWS. Attempting to maximize a score beyond these qualifying marks is mathematically useless and introduces unnecessary penalty risks. Tier 1 is a test of execution under compartmentalized pressure, not aggregate scoring. Tier 2 is the primary determinant of your final rank on the merit list. In this second stage, the stakes shift dramatically to a much more punishing and unforgiving mathematical scale. In Session 1, the penalty for an incorrect response doubles. The single error in Sections I and II now costs 1 full mark, meaning an inaccurate attempt is twice as damaging here as it was in Tier 1. The time locks also expand. Section I, covering math and reasoning, is isolated within its own 1-hour window. Section 2, English and General Awareness, is similarly locked into a separate 1-hour period. This data shows the ranking power of the exam. English accounts for 35% of the total marks, while math and reasoning each hold 23%. Combined, these three subjects represent 81% of the scoring weight. After the primary sections, the exam moves into a final 15-minute chamber for computer knowledge and the typing module. These are binary pass-fail modules. They carry no weight for ranking, but act as total disqualification gates. A safe survival strategy for computer knowledge requires a baseline of 14 to 16 correct answers. Failing either of these qualifying modules instantly nullifies your scores in the ranking sections, regardless of how high they are. The Tier 2 engine prioritizes conservative accuracy over volume. The penalty structure is designed to dismantle candidates who guess under pressure. Viewing the 2026 exam as a unified architecture reveals a very narrow, specific path to the final merit list. To reach it, you must clear the application gates, survive the 15-minute Tier 1 boxes, and navigate the high-penalty Tier 2 sections. This structure requires an immediate change in how you prepare daily. Mock testing must now simulate these specific sectional time locks. Training with a fluid aggregate clock is preparation for an exam that no longer exists. You must recalibrate your risk assessment to survive the 1-mark penalty in Tier 2. Ultimately, your success in the 2026 exam depends entirely on your ability to execute flawlessly within these rigid, compartmentalized constraints.